Hello everyone and welcome back to a new drum lesson. So as you can see, I'm in a totally different room, I've got a totally different drum kit. That's because I'm at my friend's house, so don't worry about that, it's just temporary. So what I'm going to show you today is just 4 different ways that we can use a paradiddle on a drum kit. So if you're unfamiliar with the paradiddle, don't worry, it's just a rudiment, which is basically just a hand pattern, and the pattern is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And that is the entire paradiddle rudiment. This is normally played as 16th notes, so I'll just show you slowly how it sounds on just the snare drum. So when you're starting off with the paradiddles, it's good to just accent each beat when you're playing that paradiddle. So once you're happy and you're comfortable with that, we can move on and actually apply it to the drum kit. So the first thing we can do with the paradiddle is quite simple. All we do is move one hand from the snare drum, so the right hand, your lead hand, we move that over to the hi-hat and we just play the paradiddle again, but it's between the 2 different voices of the drum kit. So I'll show you how that sounds just now. So this starts to sound like a little groove that we can use, and if I add just a bass drum, it's a full-on groove already. And that's simply by putting just one hand up to the hi-hat and leaving the left hand on the snare drum, and then we've immediately got a cool beat. When I'm playing the paradiddle as a groove like that, I really like to accent the downbeats and really make them massive accents, and then all the notes in between, I almost make them really quiet like ghost notes, so it becomes a much more interesting thing to listen to. So that's the first way we can use a paradiddle, so just splitting it between 2 voices on the drum kit. The second way we can use it is, instead of splitting it between just the 2 hands, we replace the right hand with a right foot. So we're going foot, left, foot, left, left. So instead of playing the right hand, we're just playing the bass drum. So I'll quickly show you how that sounds. And once you're happy with that pattern, you can use that as a basis for a groove. So you can add in a hi-hat or you can add a ride cymbal, whatever you want. And this is how it sounds. And again, that sounds really cool as a groove. It's almost like the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. It's got that feel to it. So that's a couple of ways you can implement paradiddles into your groove playing. And now let's look at a couple of ways we can use paradiddles in a fill. So just like the first example where I showed you where we're just changing where the hand is, we can again do this in a fill context. So we can leave our left hand on the snare and we can move our right hand around the toms, and it creates a nice cool fill. So the fourth way we can use paradiddles is basically using the snare drum as a basis for our paradiddle fill. And we basically take the accents, so the downbeats, and we move them around the toms. So this is a bit tougher because you're moving both left and right hands away from the snare drum. So you've got to be good with coordination, and this will build that coordination if you take it slow. Anyway, here's an example of that. Okay, so that just about wraps up the drum lesson. I hope you enjoyed. If you want more lessons, hit that subscribe button. There's ones every Wednesday and Saturday. So hope to see you next time, and until then, take care. Bye.